So we're talking about money now for taxes. It's not a very pleasant topic for a lot of Nigerians, but obviously it's an important one. The Lagos State Inland Revenue Service has given January the 31st and insisted that that's the deadline for filing returns for corporates, while for individuals, it's the 31st of March to file their own annual tax returns. We have to throw more light on this. Joining us in the studio, Mr. Tokunbo Akonde, the Special Advisor to the Executive Chairman of LIRS. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Right here. So tell us more about this. 31st is about 2 weeks away from now. What are corporates supposed to have done before then, and what are individuals supposed to have done before the March the 31st?
Okay. All right. So there are two angles to it. The corporate entities, or what I call the employers of labor, because even if you are a sole proprietor, if you employ people, then you also need to file. So essentially, what you're doing, because those entities that are employers of labor are reporting to the state what they have done in the preceding year.
In this case, 2023.
Exactly. So they are telling the state that, well, I've acted on your behalf as your agent because I've paid so much to my employees and I've deducted so much from their salaries, and this is how much I've remitted to you. Now, also the same thing applies to their vendors and their service providers. So I have paid so much to this vendor, to this accountant, to this service provider, and I have deducted the withholding tax due, and that's what they are reporting. They have to do that between the 1st of January, the last date is 31st of January, because they are reporting preceding year what they have done in the past. So that's the way it is. Now, the key thing here is that they are not the taxpayers. They are just agents of government. And that's what they are reporting, and that's the focus of all the exercises we are trying to do between now and 31st of January. For the employees, of course, theirs is they have opportunity to do theirs between 1st of January as well, up to 31st of March.
So they are reporting the taxes that were deducted from, if you're a salary earner,
yes,
monies that were deducted for tax.
Exactly.
For the year 2023.
That's what the employers of labor are doing. And that's why we have this filing season.
Okay, so, and I know that Lagos State has made this electronic, so it's easy. I mean, you don't have to start carrying papers and files and queuing.
Yeah, exactly, because this is about our 6th iteration of this. So it's something that we started way back in 2019, 2020, 2020. So it's very easy, and most of the employers of labor that are in this bracket are already registered on e-tax platform. If they have not, it's also easy to do. But for those that have already...
How do you do that?
Yeah, for you to register on the e-tax platform, it is that you need to have your CAC number, the RC number, and of course, the details of 2 of your directors. And then you go through the process of logging into the e-tax platform, and then you provide those information, you get registered, and then, of course, you get notification of your profile on the platform itself, so which you will use subsequently anytime you are accessing that platform. So for those that have already done that, all they need to do is log on.
Where do you get those information from? From your employer, from the LIRS?
Yeah. For those who have not done it before, go to our site, and then you have the easy way guidelines on how to register on the e-tax platform.
So if I just go to Google and put lirs.gov.ng,
you will get there. And then you have on that all manners of, like I always tell people, it's a good we have manuals that you read, that you can download yourself, you can print to guide you. And then should in case you even have challenges in doing that, then we have what we call the Customer Service Center. You just call this 0700, call LRS. That's
Do those numbers go through?
yeah, it works for us.
We know help desk in Nigeria.
Help desk works for LRS, so and I can assure you because it is what we know, and that's what even took us through when people were having challenges during the COVID lockdown. Ours worked perfectly, and that's why we were probably the only IRS in this country that was able to exceed the target for the year 2020 because people could transact business with us whilst they were still were not in, or their offices were not open. So it's just that, and that I'm assuring you and I'm telling you 0700 2255 5477. It works. You can try it. And somebody will be there to attend to you and will handhold you and take you through the process. If that one doesn't work for you, then you can go to any of our branches. We have 39 tax stations in Lagos, and we have dedicated desk to assist people. Even on our e-tax platform, we have even a digital assistant that can take you and respond to you in real time.
So what if I fail, either as an individual or corporate, to meet up with this deadline? What happens?
If you fail as a corporate entity, the law is very specific. And as the lawyers will call it, they said it's a liability that is not in dispute. For a sole proprietorship who fails to meet that on conviction, then there's a fine of 50,000. For a corporate entity that fails to meet the deadline, the fine on conviction is 500,000. So the issue here is that why do you want to go through that when you can easily do it? And it's as simple as ABC.
Well, I can also ask, why should I do it? What are the benefits of paying taxes in a country where you have to provide your power, drive on bombs and potholes, so you have to keep repairing your cars? Why should I?
Now, I don't know of, and I won't talk for other jurisdiction, but like I always tell people, in Lagos, the cup is half full. Lagos is working. We can do better. There's no doubt about that. But this is the state where effort is being made to make life more conducive for people and for businesses to thrive. And I think the only fair thing is for our partners, that is the business entities, even the average taxpayer, to cooperate with the government by doing what is expected of them constitutionally and also legally, so that we can all create the Lagos that we want to see. Lagos is working.
Well, you know, another problem or challenge before business operators, especially informal businesses, is the informal taxes, you know, that are paid that we're not sure gets to the government coffers, but it's all part of the operating cost of businesses. You know, it would be really nice. I think, was it Osun State? They did announce that they've coordinated. I know Abia State also did that, but we haven't seen much of that. You still have the market women, the transport guys, you know, having to settle a lot of unions.
Now, you see, some efforts is being made in that direction, but also in Lagos, we don't want to preempt the efforts of the Presidential Committee on fiscal
reforms.
Yes, reforms on fiscal policy and taxes, because it is one area that we, as an agency of government, we have always been concerned with. And also at the national level, we have an association of a joint tax board that covers all of us, and it's something that we have always been concerned about as well. So I can tell you, effort is being made in that area to see what can be done to harmonize all these taxes, and then also even harmonize the collection mode so as to ease compliance by all and sundry. So what we are doing is that we have what we call a plan B. We still continue to work in the background to make life easier, whatever we can do, but we will not preempt what the Presidential Committee wants to do, because we can see that they are focused along that line as well. The idea is that you say you should, without maybe introducing any new taxes, but we can harmonize the taxes, and also we can harmonize the collection methods and the process so that it will be easier on all stakeholders. Yeah.
So another thing Lagos State has done, you know, to bring up make the tax payments, you know, more compelling, I believe, is For instance, if you want to register a child in a school and things like that, you'll be asked for your tax. Now, as individuals, how do you get the proof that you have been up to date on your taxes? Because you're supposed to show them a tax clearance form and things like that. So even if, for instance, I work in Channels TV and Channels TV deducts, so how do I get that proof so that situations like that, I have something to show?
Okay, it's good that you even gave your own example. Channels TV is not the taxpayer in Lagos. You are. So between now and end of this month, 31st of January, the channels should be able to file for all the employees in working in this entity and say that this is how much I've paid them as salaries, this is how much I've deducted, and this is my schedule of remittances which I've made to you. Now, you yourself, as an individual, you have a constitutional and legal obligation to file your own returns. When you are filing your returns, you can do up to 31st of March.
That's what, the 31st of March.
You will now write that my employment income, which is what channels will have filed for you, you put it there. Then income from other sources, probably you have some investment and what have you, you also put it there, and then you properly assessed to tax, and then we factor in the amount of taxes that channels are deducted from your salary and paid to the state, you understand? So that way we have a holistic view of your financial position. And then once you have that and you are filed, then you can self-generate, you yourself, you can self-generate your tax clearance and you print it out.
From the website? From
the platform.
A lot of people do not know this.
If you don't know it, then you just ask and it will be done. And I said ask, call that number that I just said before.
The help desk.
0700, yes, call LIRS. It works.
Okay. So finally, before I let you go, what about transparency within the LIRS? We've heard of a lot of hanky-panky, within the system. Yeah. So even if you're supposed to pay 80,000 naira, if you settle somebody 50,000 naira, you can be updated, like I said. What about such within the system? How do you curb that and ensure that it's as straight as it's supposed to be?
That's what automation does. You say, you don't have to know me. I don't have to see you. Channels doesn't need to know anybody. It files its reports. You also, independently of channels, file your own report. We use your own information to cross-check. So the information is going to control officers who you have no idea who they are. So anybody that is selling such kind of whatever to anybody message does not work with LIRS, because if you work with LIRS, you understand that the person that's on that seat doesn't really have the A to Z control over the whole transaction, because we have checks and balances along the line. So possibly you've just been scammed. That's what I was. Anybody that tells us something is just scamming you, because it doesn't work that way. Because somebody else will always sit to maybe cross-check and then confirm the true position of things. And anyway, like I said, for you to generate your TCC, you need to disclose all this information. Once it is disclosed, then the system will automatically check what is to be the right thing to do.
All right, thank you so much, Special Advisor to the Executive Chairman of LIRS, Mr. Tokunbo Akande. Thank you for your time. January 31st counting down. Did you have something you wanted to say?
Yes, I was just going to say and make it very clear to those people that need to do it, that it's very simple. Access our e-tax platform. Once you have done that, then you click on the returns module. Once you click on the returns module, it will show you all the years. Then you pick the year that you want to file on, which is 2023. Then you will see all the templates that you require. The templates are actually about 4 of them. The very first one talks about the salaries that you have. That's the payee one. The second one shows you what you have done in terms of withholding taxes. The third one tells you that allows you to upload all the taxes that you have deducted and paid. And then the fourth one actually is the one that now it's a projection. We're assuming that you're projecting that for the year 2024, this is how much I'm going to pay my staff, and you give us an idea of what we're going to do in 2024.
So, Mr. Akonde, I'm just from our master control room.
Yes.
We have some reactions to
Right,
what
good.
you're saying, and they said the number isn't working.
No. Can we try it? The 0700, call LRS.
700
22
22
55
55
54.
54. That's 555.
Yes, 77.
So 555
7, yes. So that's what they need to do. 4.
Okay,
yeah.
so
0700
0700
C 22
22
55
55
54.
54.
Yes.
Then
Then
77.
77. Yes. Call that's what it is.
Okay, please, if our technical guys could just call
try it.
that, I'll call out the number 0700 22 555 477. So we'll just give them a bit for them to call the number, because I mean they told me that somebody called to say they have been trying it and the number has been assigned to another person or another company.
No.
So we just and I also wanted to try the you said it's LIRS.
Yes.
LIRS.
.gov.ng.
.gov.ng.
That's the website. But the platform for filing is eTax.
Yeah, I saw one with eTax there.
eTax.lrs.net. That's the filing. That's that's a platform for filing.
Bring the phone. Okay, let's. It's coming up. That's the website. So let's just see. Okay, while we wait, how do you make? We know that even the federal government this time has tried to make the tax environment more friendly.
Right.
So we've seen, for instance, areas around gas. There's been waivers and duties. Businesses, small businesses, they are the heart of development in Lagos State. Any hope for the small businesses? Any waivers? Any, reductions?
Yeah, because people don't understand that we operate a federal law.
Yes.
So it is what happens at the federal that cascades down to the states. You understand? So it's the federal law that we operate, and whatever it's been done at the federal level is what we implement at the state level.
Okay, so, I mean, Lagos State does not cannot.
No, what we can do in Lagos is what we are doing, because aside from your obligation to pay taxes, there's that cost of compliance to pay taxes. That cost of compliance to pay tax is what we are trying to reduce through digitization. Imagine if this was being done manually, hard copies and what have you. The cost will be enormous. But you can do this from the comfort of your home.
Okay, so I'm trying to get the number.
Yes.
0700 00 22
Yes, 55
22 55.
Then 54.
So that's 555.
Yes.
Then 477.
Yes.
Okay. Says network busy.
Network busy.
So do we take it as network, or do we take it as the number?
No, it's not because if it worked perfectly well before and people have been using it, we even have a whistleblowing platform. You understand? That is also sort of linked to it. You understand? So it's something that we have not less than 10 operators that are there.
Are they there 20?
Or contact the business office for assistance. Message 5. Dear customer, the MTN number you have dialed is not reachable at the moment.
That's it. It's not reachable.
Try again later. Thank you.
It's not reachable.
Currently.
So now we don't know if to say it's a network problem or if it's the number.
I'm sure it's a
But you should have multiple numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not an IT person, but I think what you have there is actually a hunting facility. It's just not only one line, but at least one line that takes you, if anyone that is available. Like I know in the office design, the way it is designed, they have nothing less than about 10 operators that are there. You understand? Yeah. And if they could work, even when there was lockdown, I don't see why it should not work now.
Maybe then there was no demand. Maybe then there was no demand. That's why. It's still the same.
It is the same.
Dear customer, the MTN number you dialed is not reachable at the moment.
So maybe the LIRS might need to go back.
Yes, we need to take this one on board so that we know how to find a solution to it. Because it means possibly, aside from just one single service provider, maybe there's a need for us to diversify.
Obviously. I mean, you know how many people are in Lagos and would want to reach out and all of that. So please, we hope to get feedback. Yeah, once you've done that, Mr. Akande.
We'll try and do that.
Or get feedback from you.
Yes, diversify the service provider so that to just not be only one single.
Exactly. All right, thank you so much for your time, and we'll hope to hear from you on, alternative for the help desk, because a lot of people will need it.
Thank you very much.